What's up, y'all, and welcome back to Snow Blunt Talk. And a lot of people who have known me over the past 3 years, you know, they know me as kind of a spiritual, mystical type nigga. You know what I'm saying? Always on some, I'm that one homie who's a little esoteric with it, you know. But I came to an epiphany yesterday, and y'all read the title. I'm not spiritual no more, bro. Or I'm gonna get into what defines spiritual, but I don't consider myself spiritual anymore. I don't consider myself a spiritual person anymore. That's not like a part of my life no more. And I know what y'all are thinking. If you've been watching this channel for a long time, you wondering, Kyle, how could you come to this conclusion? Like, my whole channel has kind of that mystical bend to it. So let me just give y'all a little bit of my personal history. So my spiritual journey pretty much started in 2020 during the pandemic, probably like a lot of y'all, you know what I'm saying? I got into that whole, like, if you remember, you a real one if you remember this, but like that whole, it was the fucking Von 2 Cut Free Your Mind video, and I seen that, and then like I was like, damn, bro. And oh yeah, and before that, I was watching spiritual, so like I always been like a nigga interested in conspiracies, and I always been into sort of that side of life, the more mystical side of things. So I was like, yo, let me get into damn like spirituality, you know what I'm saying? I was really getting into it. I was really researching it. And so summer 2020, I start meditating on and off with retention, you know what I'm saying? Summer 2020 is when I really started, putting a spiritual vibe into my life, right? And I believed in, I kind of halfway believed in the December 21st junk. Like, I was like, shit, I'm ready to go. I'm going to go ascend to the 5D, because I've always been that type of person. Like, this is why I can't really, like, say, I got to kind of explain myself when I say I'm not spiritual anymore, because I do believe in, like, a higher, like, consciousness, like, a higher power, but, like, all that shit, like, that new age shit, man, that shit is for the birds, dog. Like, all them fucking, what do niggas call it? Ascended masters and chakras and shit. I don't know. I know a lot of this shit is not just new age spirituality or whatever. I just personally don't ascribe to none of that, okay? So I was really like, just on and off spiritual. That's the thing about like my spiritual arc. I really wasn't like living any different. Like, I was still doing the same bullshit. I would still get sad over the same things. I still get angry, but I just started overthinking a lot. I was just like, damn, but what's the spiritual meaning of this? Oh, what would my higher self do? And the thing about trying to think about what your higher self would do is that you just end up overthinking shit, and you start thinking that, oh, I was meant to go here, and it just clouds up your mind. And that kind of brings us to this year, right? Because very, very recently, I was like, damn, my mind is getting so clouded up. So let me explain to y'all. So 2021, so December 21st obviously didn't happen. 2021, I kept getting into the conspiracy shit. I started getting into more occult stuff. Not fucking Satanism, nigga. By occult, I mean like Hermetic teachings. If you know what I'm talking about, or like, excuse me, those ancient Egyptian things. And I'm still, the thing about my whole spiritual journey is I left with a lot of wisdom. Like, I don't regret going on that journey, even though I do sometimes, and not really sometimes, I'd like to entertain the thought of, what if I didn't live my life through like this spiritual lens and overthink everything for the past 3 years? Would it haven't? I mean, shit. Because of the wisdom I know from spirituality, I'm not gonna go back and think about that, because that's in the past. That's for the books. That's history now. But what I will say is this. I spent 2021 getting into a bunch of like all that stuff, Hermetic teachings, Egyptian stuff, theology. I came away with a lot of interest in that stuff, because I feel like anyone with a certain degree of like intellect is just naturally going to be fascinated by things like, alchemy and, quantum physics and like the fabric of this reality and our perception and our consciousness. I feel like these are deeply, deeply fascinating things to this day. and like theology and how people believe in religions and where the stories of these religions came from, and how they affected societies. These are all very interesting things, and I'm very happy that my spiritual journey led me to get interested in these things. It's just, I realized for a long time I was trying to find a way to live. Like, I was like, from 2020 to 2023, I think the overarching question in my life was, okay, like, knowing what I know, what's the best way to live? How do I live spiritually? How do I do this? How do I do that? And it's funny because in 2021, I realized that the human existence is a spiritual existence. Like, this is why I can't say, like, or I can't say, like, this video doesn't mean I'm an atheist or agnostic. I'm definitely not. You know what I'm saying? Because I do believe in, like, a higher power and also divine timing / like a divine order to all things. Some people may call it luck, pure happenstance. Some people might just call it the workings of the subconscious, and a lot of it is the work of the subconscious. But I chalk it up to all the unknowable things. It's just some divine order. Because think about it, bro. You here watching me on this video, I'm doing this. Like, everything in your life led up to you watching me talk about spiritual. So it's like, I feel like it's pretty logical, ironically, to believe that, yes, there is a rhythm and an order to things that is controlled by a force that we as humans who are controlled by our conscious mind. If you want to know more about that, watch my video where I'll break down the Adam and Eve story. I do believe because of, like, that fall of consciousness, because as consciousness we manifested into these, like, human beings, that there is an aspect of this reality that we don't know. But I feel like that's the whole point of life, to, like, realize that power, right? Because we all just, look, when I say I'm not spiritual, I know I keep going back and forth. When I say I'm not spiritual, I'm not saying that I don't have these core beliefs in my belief system, because I do. I'm just saying it doesn't, like, rule my life like it used to. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not obsessed with trying to find the right school of thought, obsessed with which deity does this and what does this mean and how does this mean. Look, bro, I like to keep shit simple. So let's jump and skip all the way back to this year. I know we're going all over the place in this video, but let's jump back to this year. So 2021, I was getting into all that stuff and just studying more. I still wasn't, like, happy. I still wasn't any more clear on how to live my life. And then 2022, I just kept on that same path. I was trying to learn more about spirituality. I was really just lost. I was just bouncing from school of thought to school of thought, trying to figure out shit, trying to figure out what to believe in. And nothing was really working. And it all came to a head in 2023, all right? It was very recent. I was smoking a lot of weed, and I was just, my mind was all over the place. You know what I'm saying? I didn't feel right inside, and I was, like, believing in all. I was watching the damn tarot readings. I was watching I was like, oh, if you could look at the inside of my mind, it looked like a painting with, like, a huge, like, just mess of just a bunch of angels and spirits. And I was, like, overthinking. I was like, bruh, what if this person is a demon? What if this person cast a spell on me? What if I'm Eve, dog? Just everything was fucking confusion, right? And this is the part y'all might have picked up, but very recently, this is the part where I got into a religious arc, right? Most people, you go on YouTube, you see the testimonies, New Age to Jesus, you know what I'm saying? And I was having that little moment for a bit very recently, because I was like, yo, my mind is being fucking crowded up and just with all of this shit. And it's just too much. And the thing about so much spirituality and so much, like, occult metaphysics and all that shit, if you don't got your head on straight, that shit could really fuck you up, because it could be really just confusing and all over the place and everything. And if you throw in, like, this idea of, like, witchcraft and all this shit and different type, like, sex magic and shit, your mind will just get, because that's what happened to me. Like, and not like in a good, like, oh my God, I realized so much. I mean, in a way, like, bro, I was just going crazy on the inside. And that's why briefly I turned to religion because I was like, okay, I found refuge in it because of the simplicity of it. You feel me? I was like, okay, God is just one God, and it's Jesus or Muhammad. I was looking at different religions. Like, it's just, I was very much into monotheism. I was like, okay, it's just one God. Yes. All right, let me just follow. It's simple. I don't got to go and research a bunch of bullshit and find secret mystical teachings. The Bible's right here. The Quran is right there. This is where it's at. And I was high, right? All the time, still. So while I was like finishing up getting high all the time, because I wasn't finished with that cart, like y'all smokers know what I'm talking about. And I would really believe in God. You know what I'm saying? I'd really believe. And I was like, yes, God, Jesus, but I was high. And if you religious or whatever, you might want to turn off the video at this point, because another aspect of that is like, for some reason, when I like just fantasize or just like imagine myself going deeper into religion, bro, I don't know if it was like the relief or whatever or something, or the excitement of having that relief, I would get really horny. Like, I'm not about to sit up here and say I would think about God and get horny, but that's kind of what was happening. Fuck my videos, man. Yeah, so then I stopped smoking weed because I was like, okay, I'm committed to religion, and I'm going to stop doing all this stuff. I'm gonna go on semen retention and stay off of weed. And right now I'm still on retention, and I still, stayed off of smoking weed. So, but it's ironic because I thought doing that would bring me closer to God, like the religious Abrahamic God. But what happened was, see, I feel like weed naturally, as like a chemical or whatever, it activates the unconscious part of you. So like Carl Jung would say, like the unconscious, like feminine part of a man is the anima. So it would activate like that femininity of me. So I would like believe more. Cause like, you know what I'm saying? The age of Pisces, a feminine sign, belief, right? But right now in the world, we're going toward the age of Aquarius, which is the age of knowing. And how does this tie into me? Because weed was activating my feminine more, I was like more inclined to believe, and I was like more horny because I was like, yes, oh my God. My heart was like getting so overfilled, it spilled into my dick. Okay? And then this belief, right? Once I stopped smoking weed, okay, now I'm getting back to, hey, shout out to my niggas who do iPhone videos talking about spiritual shit. We all part of the same community, because I saw one of y'all niggas videos that said semen retention and sobriety will bring you closer to your true self. It was just the title. I didn't watch it. If you watching this and you made that video, I'm sorry, bro. You could leave a comment. I'll definitely watch it. But you were spitting facts in the title alone, because semen retention and sobriety will bring you to, like, it gives you a certain peace of mind. That's what I was searching for, really. A peace of mind where you could really realize things and have like rational understandings of what's going on, right? So the more I came to my peace of mind, and I was meditating too. I started praying and meditating, right? I was praying and meditating. I was super pious. And as I was meditating, right, I would keep meditating. I would feel more peaceful, right? I'm still on this meditation journey. I would feel less anxious. I would just feel good inside. You know what I'm saying? I would just have a lot more peace, and I could think more clearly. No weed and shit. And I was just, okay. And now that I'm thinking more clearly and meditating, the less and less I was believing in religion, right? The less and less I was believing in religion. So I was like, damn, bro, I'm not, like, most people have like it seemed like a huge come to Jesus moment. They're like, oh my God, yes, this is the way. And it just overpower your life. But now, okay, I'm sober. I'm not doing all this. I'm trying to believe in it. But like something's just, I felt when I was like 15, and like something just wasn't clicking. You know what I'm saying? But the difference between me now and me then is that at the very least, I know there's some higher power. There's a divine consciousness behind all of this. So basically what started to bring me more peace was searching for answers and into intellectualism and shit. And I was like, damn, I'm really coming into a personal age of Aquarius. I'm really coming into a personal knowing. And when I came to know that, I had an epiphany the other day. I was like, damn, bro, I don't believe in none of these religions or none of this spiritual shit, dog. All I believe in is the divine consciousness. I believe in meditate. I believe in keeping your mind peaceful and clear and keeping your intentions pure. I believe in that. Like, very pragmatic, logical stuff. The thing about, like, a lot of this stuff, people will give, like, a spiritual shit, like, oh, God told you not to murder. God told you not to do drugs. Bro, murdering people and being high as fuck is, like, all these things, like, if you're really honest with yourself, you realize that it just doesn't feel good. You don't need God to tell you that this is not good. It just doesn't feel good, bro. It doesn't feel good. And that's what I believe in. I believe in purifying yourself and purifying your soul to get to the essence of who you are, and really, I believe in discernment. I believe in knowing what's good for you, what makes you feel that, you know, universal peace, because y'all know what feeling I'm talking about. I don't have to sit here and explain to you what that feels like, because y'all know what it feels like. I can't tell you what it feels like but it's that unknowable. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And I believe in getting to that space and going within and finding your answers that way, bro. If you believe in God, if you believe in spirituality or religion, do you. What I realized in this life, whatever works for you is whatever works for you. Please do that. And please just practice using discernment. Practice clearing your mind so you could find answers for yourself. All right? So I'm not spiritual anymore. I don't like ascribe to no religion. I don't worship no deity. I don't hold on to none of that. You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't speak to me, okay? It doesn't. But I know my heart pure, and I know my mind clear, and I'm thinking rationally and shit, and I'm using my intuition. I believe in intuition. If anything's the language of God, bro, it's intuition. So clear your mind, free your mind, focus on your intuition, open your heart up, and use your mind to rationally work through your heart's messages and figure out what your heart's trying to tell you. That's my religion. That's my spirituality. I don't do none of this extra shit no more. So, yeah, and that in and of itself brought me peace. I'm at peace now. It's funny. People have this moment where they realize, oh, God exists, and then that brings them peace. Letting go of a lot of that shit is what brought me peace. Like I said, man, whatever works for you. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. It's Snow Blunt Talk, and we turning over new leaves over here. I'll see y'all when I see y'all.